Hey there! Welcome to Karin Talks Wellness, and today I'm going to be sharing 5 tips for a healthy spine. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Karin from Karinyogalife. I am a certified yoga instructor based in Kingston, Jamaica. And I'm going to be sharing today 5 practical, easy tips for you to take care of your spine. So the reason I'm so interested in this topic is because I have had back issues myself as a result of years and years and years of sitting crouched over a computer and not really paying attention to taking care of my back. I started to develop back issues, nerve issues that were basically showing up as foot issues. I had some tingling in my feet and ended up going to see a physical therapist for a good while to figure out what was going on. So, long story short, she basically helped me to address some of the issues that I had, not strengthening my core, not holding my posture properly, exercises, and I just wanted to share a few of these tips with you today. So the first tip is that it is really, really, really important not to sit for too long at a time. So if you, like most people, have a job where you're sitting at a desk in front of a computer or driving, you really want to be getting up every 20 to 30 minutes and moving around or doing a little gentle stretch. I know that sounds like a lot. When I first heard it, I was like, I can't get up every 20 minutes. I'll never get anything done. But it honestly is super important to get up every 20 or 30 minutes to give your back a break, to stretch. And I'll talk a little bit about some stretches later on. But it's really important not to sit for too long at any given time. It's not good for your back. It's not good for your hips. It causes a whole lot of other problems. So the first tip is to try and make yourself get up. If you can't do every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes. And if you have back issues, you definitely want to be getting up at least every 30 minutes. One thing I found that helped me when I was first trying to get into this habit is that there are apps that you can put on your computer that will freeze your screen every 30 minutes, forcing you to pay attention, to realize that you've been sitting for 30 minutes and you have to, you can override the app to clear it, but at least you will know that you have already been sitting for 30 minutes. So that is the first tip that I want to share with you, to be aware of how long you are sitting. The second thing is to be aware of your posture and how you are holding your spine. So if you have back issues, you really want to avoid flexion or rounding of the spine. Now, obviously, everybody is different. I'm not a doctor. I'm just sharing the information, the tips that I got from my experience. But generally speaking, if you have back issues, you don't want to be rounding your spine. That means curving down like that. You want to be sitting up fairly straight as you can, with the shoulders over your hips and your ears right over your shoulders. So again, that means if you're sitting in front of a computer, you want to be able to be sitting up straight with your eyes looking straight at the computer. If you are bending over, you want to bend from your knees and keep your back relatively straight, or with the neutral, natural curve of the lower back. If you need to bend over to wash your face, ideally you want to be washing your face in the shower. To brush your teeth, you don't want to be bending over there either. You want to be using maybe a cup of water to be brushing your teeth. If you're doing yoga or any activity that calls for rounding of the spine, you probably want to be avoiding rounding of the spine as much as possible. Especially as you get older, and all of us start to experience some amount of disc deterioration as we get older. Rounding the spine will put more pressure on the spine, and it will, well, not for everybody, but it can cause a lot of issues in the spine. So generally speaking, you want to be sitting up as straight as you can, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders, and being just super aware of your posture as much as you possibly can. So that leads me to tip number 3. You want to be aware of your workstation. the height of your chair, the height of your desk, how you are holding your spine to work. As I said, many of us work sitting down. We sit in front of a computer for many hours a day, and you want to have your feet flat on the floor, more or less. You want to have your knees at 90 degrees. You want to have your torso at 90 degrees with your thighs. You want to have your shoulders over your hips, and you want to be able to pull the belly in gently to support your spine. If you can't remember to pull your belly in, you want to at least have some lumbar support for the lower back, and you want to have the computer at a level that you are looking at it straight on. So you're not rounding down to look at the computer, and you're not having to look straight up or look up too much, but you want to have your workstation ergonomically set up. So that means set up to the best of your ability to work safely. So that could mean getting a new chair or getting something that is safe for you to work in. So that is tip number 3. Tip number 4, as I mentioned before, you want to be doing gentle stretching of your back. Gentle movement. Again, if you have really bad issues with the spine, you want to check with your doctor, your physical therapist, what movement is good for you, what stretches are good for you. In my case, I was prescribed to do a lot of back bending, a lot of cobras to correct the nerve issue going on in my lower back. For many people, cobras work, back bends work to counteract the forward rounding of our posture, but obviously everybody's different, so please check with your doctor. But gentle movement in general, gentle stretches for your back are, for most people, a good idea and will help. Movement of the body, movement of the joints helps to lubricate them, helps to nourish them, helps to keep them flexible and strong. So, strong, that leads me to tip number 5. You want to be strengthening your core as much as you possibly can. You want to have all those core muscles, and that means the front and the back body, as strong as you can. And strengthening the core correctly, because there are 4 different sets of abdominal muscles. We want to have them all strong, especially those lower abs that support the back. We want to be strengthening those core muscles as much as we can to support the back, because if we have weak abdominals, our back tends to be under more pressure, and that is generally not a good idea. So there are ways to gently strengthen our core in a safe way. If you're not sure, please talk to a physical therapist and get them to prescribe for you how you can gently strengthen your core. So those are my 5 practical, easy tips. I think they're easy for you to keep in mind when you are thinking about how to take care of your spine. The last thing is you want to pay attention to how you sleep. You know, your pillow height, generally speaking, can also affect your posture. If you have your head at a weird angle, you want to be aware of how you're sleeping. But I'm not going to go into that too much today. So I hope you found that helpful. I am actually also having a 4-week yoga for core strength series that we started today, that's going on every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock Central Time or Jamaica time. If you missed today, you can always get the replay, but if you want to join us for the next 3 sessions to gently, safely strengthen your core, you can message me or email me, and I will be happy to give you more information about safely strengthening your core. So that's it. 5 tips to keep your spine healthy. I hope you found that useful, and I hope you will you'll join me for my yoga for core strength series. If not, I've got lots of videos on my YouTube channel you can also check out at Karinyogalife. So that's all for today.